Following program is closed captioning for the thinking and young.
Welcome everyone to episode number 8 of the Three Guys All Balls podcast, the only podcast where we're willing to start 40 minutes late due to fantasy football. My name is Garrett Crow.
I'm Josh Whitty.
I'm Matt Hattie.
We are here to rock your balls and tear your socks off.
Fucking right.
I'm ready.
So, anyone got any big news?
Speaking of tearing your socks off, there was this kid I went to high school with, played basketball.
Tear your socks.
You know, normally when you're naked showering with a bunch of dudes in the locker room, like you put your underwear on first. He would get out of the shower, sit down on the bench naked, legs spread.
Balls on the...
Yeah, put his socks on before anything else. I always thought that was weird.
Did his balls hang over the edge of the bench, or were they on the bench?
I think it depended on how cold the bench was. Like if it was real cold, then they would hang off because he'd hardly touch.
I would be the kind to actually choose hanging off. Like I would actually sit and then scoot so that the balls would hang on the edge.
Yeah.
So and then if I was that kid's friend, I would walk over and I would take my feet and I would say wham right on his nuts to squish his balls.
That sounds like a terrible friend.
Well, I was the kind of kid that Matt Sorrell was the biggest kid in our class.
Oh, he was.
Player.
Played baseball.
Yeah, huge. Well, we had public speaking together, and halfway through the class, it was lunch period. So we'd have class, go to lunch, go back to the same class together. After lunch, every day in the bathroom for a whole senior year, I took water and splashed it on his crotch, ran to their classroom, and then when he walked in, I was like, Matt peed on himself, and he would drop to his knees. He got so bad he dropped to his knees. He's like, I hate you, Josh Whitty. So big shout out to Matt Sorrell. I'm glad that you're still alive and kicking and doing so well in life.
Still
Dude's a
peeing on
monster.
himself.
He was a big boy, dude. He played for Carriage City in Little League, and he was a pitcher. And at age 11, 12, I don't know if he was actually 6'6", 6'1" at that age, but he looked like compared to the rest of us.
He was a genetic monster and really athletic.
Dude, throwing fireballs. You know how it is playing Little League against a dude
Yeah.
that's pitching. It's over 6 feet tall.
And really good dude, honest dude. Went to Mercyhurst, just a really good dude. But I tortured him. I would move the chair from the back of the class and tell the teacher he did it. So she'd be like, Matt, put the chair away. And he'd be like, no. He just gets so angry. So I was a bully.
Oh, good job.
We just learned that I was a bully. That is fantastic. So
This is an anti-bully podcast.
Yeah, we're anti-bullying, but bully though. How was your week?
Yeah, it was solid.
That's how my week was.
You got big balls?
No, I'm sorry, folks. I'm
Game over.
Yeah, that's how my week was. I was looking for the right one, and I didn't find it.
That was a strike. But nothing real exciting happened. I was telling Josh before we started recording, we ordered some jerseys.
Oh, yeah.
And I got a Ben Simmons jersey, and it is way too fucking
It
small.
would be probably tight on me.
He said, "What was the word you used? Sausage casing."
It's sausage casing shirt. It's a bummer because it's one of the Nike NBA fit ones, and it's a 2X, which is what size I generally wear, and they're usually baggy on me.
Mm-hmm.
And this, I fucking put it on, and I was constricted.
Yeah, I mean, it would be tight on me, but I think it's because the way the NBA jerseys fit the players now versus 2007.
Well,
Allen Iverson
They're
changed that.
Now they're form fitting, but back then they had them loose mesh.
yeah.
Allen Iverson.
They need to take into account that a 2X NBA player is not built like a 2X
White
me.
boy.
Well,
Yeah.
think about them, the sleeves
Dope.
jerseys they have.
Yeah,
They're
they're
super
just
tight.
skin tight.
Yeah, so I think that's my thought on
But-
It
that.
was like a can of biscuits.
Well, I got that. Yeah, that is. But I got that Ben Simmons jersey, and the second part of the order shipped, which I got an Embiid All-Star jersey. So now I'm worried that one's going to do the exact same thing, and I'm going to have two really nice jerseys that I can't fucking do anything
Facebook
with.
flea market.
Do you think they'd fit Matt
They would.
They probably would.
or me? I mean, I'll try one of them on.
I'm just saying, dude, it's going to be...
You have to find a Sixers fan. I got
I
my
do have a broad chest.
My Steph jersey is in now too. The Town Warriors jersey. So I got one of them coming.
When are we gonna get Three Guys All Balls jerseys? Because I can get them made.
I just want some tanks, dude. Any tank top, we can get tank tops made.
jerseys, tanks, whatever, man.
I'm
I'll
down
wear
for some
them.
jerseys, dude.
Yeah.
We can
I'd
get a
wear 'em.
bargain price on
I'd
them.
fucking wear the shit out of them. But yeah, that's pretty much my week. Just disappointed being a big fat guy all the time.
I get that.
That's what I do.
I'm having a rough time balancing work and jiu-jitsu, so I haven't been to jiu-jitsu since my concussion. And it's just been real rough because we've been so busy. What happens is doing construction plus trying to get back into the restaurant and stuff, that's going to be coming up. It's just I have to work later because we're so busy. Because towards the end of the summer, people start to just crank it out. And then I found out today that I'll be going on a 5-day trip, leaving not this Friday, but next Friday to Florida to see my mom. Really excited about that. Other than that, it's just been a pretty chill week. Got some new couches today, thanks to Garrett over there.
You're welcome.
Yeah, those are nice.
Wrote some songs, and I found out that the 2 times Matt listens to rap loudly is when he masturbates and showers.
Yeah, the only times really. 'Cause I
At least now you know.
Yeah,
Well,
I put it together.
That's why there's rap in the car.
Yeah, well, I'm saying like when I hear those speakers in his room or in the shower, I know there's
Yeah.
one of 2 things going on.
I'm not kidding. I just jerk.
Maybe he's
it
maybe he's
all the time.
masturbating in the
You ever
shower.
masturbated and drove?
every day.
Have you ever actually done it?
No, I'm afraid, dude. Like, I'm afraid I would jizz on my steering wheel or
Have
something.
you done it?
I don't drive.
I have. I have masturbated.
But I have masturbated and walked.
You told us a story, like you were coming home from the mall or something.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
saw this
you-
chick at Walmart and she was
yeah,
a
you-
cashier and
yeah,
she turned me
yeah.
on
Yeah.
that
I
I
feel like
jerked.
that was episode 1.
It was.
Yeah.
I wrote a
100%.
blog about it. There's a blog online at notsoblackpodcast.com.
Well, you should link the.
I will.
The
If you
blog
guys want
post.
to read, it's called Freak the Ride, and there's a picture of a penis car as the
Like
description.
the Oscar Mayer wiener.
And it's about my shameful ride home from the mall in my very low, non-tinted Hyundai.
Yeah,
Did you get some-
How was your week,
Great
man?
one. My week's been pretty poop.
No golf?
No golf season's over, but you know, things might be looking up. The last 2 days have been pretty normal, you know. So, but I mean, really nothing exciting has happened. I hung out with my mom and did that was the worst part, man. Like I had to weed eat the back of her
Ooh,
yard, man.
you came home,
Since
you're
we
so
cut
mad.
them trees down, you can't put a push mower back
Yeah.
there, dude. So there was just a big ass field, knee high grass, and I had to weed eat it, dude. And I was covered head to toe in grass, so that sucked. But since that, the week's been looking up.
Well,
Got that jersey coming in tomorrow.
it's excitement. Hopefully yours fits.
Emily Burke says, I don't do the sports, but I like your shirt, comma, Garrett.
Thanks,
And
Emily.
then Alexis Haddon says, every day with tear faces. And she put quotes around it.
Your
Probably
sister just
cranking it
thought
in
about
the
you cranking it.
Yeah, every day.
I'm in my car every day, so
It's actually pronounced every day, so
fucking.
Ari.
What are you gonna do?
Crank
man?
Fest 2018.
Why do you think people keep paper towels and napkins in the glove box? So they fucking can clean up their
How do you think
screws.
that number 1 piston blew?
Yeah, that's true, dude. The fucking cylinder is dead because I just fucked it lifeless.
Yeah, it's like, I need some oil.
Yeah.
I fill it up.
That's
Lubed
honestly-
up.
How about we get to some sports?
We'll start off this week's episode with some NBA news, which we actually have.
Yeah,
Some
there's quite
NBA
a bit of
news.
interesting
Yeah, a
shit.
couple of things, yeah.
Yeah, Jimmy Butler on the trade block. He currently is playing for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
But he said he doesn't like
The culture.
the culture of it. He doesn't like that how Cat and fucking Wiggins carry themselves and train. Like he doesn't want to be around it.
Which,
So,
Butler's a winner. He needs winners. He would be good in LA.
Butler's Jamie Foxx.
He's an LA person.
with
Well-
cooler hair.
Well, that's what we had some potential landing spots for
I
him.
think, in my opinion, there's 3 and only 3.
Yeah, I say we had the Lakers, which obviously with
That's-
LeBron out there, that makes
The front runner.
yeah
I forgot I had notes.
100% sense. I would hate to see him go out there because that would actually boost the Lakers quite a bit.
That would put them in top 3 contention probably.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
His defense.
I think it would. He's stingy.
First team
Until
all
they
pro.
play
Yeah.
the Warriors.
Caliber. Yeah, I mean Warriors are 1, and then 2 and 3 are
Yeah, it's like
you know,
God tier and then like demigod tier.
Yeah, it's exactly. They're like in cheat mode still for another year.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
But then we had the Sixers.
Well, of course they're on the list.
They got to
They
be.
were, yeah.
Well, I say they got
That
cap
was-
room. They got young players that are
Yeah.
very good.
It was reported.
You're
by-
lucky that the things line up in your
ESPN.
favor because it's
They
not
do.
just like you want them on the Sixers. It actually makes sense.
I
for
don't-
them to be there.
I don't see that one happening just because
It could have
they
happened in
don't.
the past.
They don't want to get rid of the shit necessary.
Yeah.
And
and
to
it
land
could have
that.
happened in the
Yeah.
past and it didn't.
Well, like
There's
the only
other reasons.
things that they could really give up is either draft picks. They would probably dump off Robert Covington
Or Sarge.
or Dario Saric, which I would, if I had to choose, I would like to keep Saric just
I would,
because
I would
he's.
dump Covington. He's not as versatile.
Well, I mean, pretty much you would be canceling out defense.
Yeah.
I said they're both defensive specialists,
Scoring
and Jimmy
wise.
Butler's a far better offensive player all around.
Oh yeah, vision, drive, shoot,
But
all that.
Sarge, he's just the coolest guy
Yeah.
that ever
Yeah.
lived. So.
You want to keep that energy on the team, so I don't think they're gonna
Oh
make
god,
those
you
changes.
couldn't. He's like, dude, he comes off the bench.
Super Dario.
Yeah, dude, Super Dario.
Yeah.
He fucking comes off, leads that second unit. He's a monster.
I think the Celtics would be a good fit just for the fact that they have so much shit that they can trade. They still have all those draft picks.
The issue I have with the Celtics though is they have such an abundance of like high upside, like athletic wing players as it is.
Yeah, I think. Well, Kyrie, I don't think they're planning on him staying.
Oh, no,
So
not
that
at
might
all,
be
but,
his
like-
replacement or whatever.
Kyrie's gonna end up in LA soon. I think in a couple years.
Dude, what if he
maybe
goes
next
to the
year.
Clips just to
Just to
up-
dip out LeBron.
That would
Yeah.
be pretty, because the Clippers they fell from grace pretty hard.
Oh god, they went from Lob
Real
City to
fast.
fucking no one on that
Yeah.
team at all.
Yeah, I mean,
Sob City.
Bro-
Lob City to Sob City.
Blake Griffin was the face of that team.
Yeah,
Dude,
he
him and
was.
CP3 fucking they turned that franchise around.
I can't see many more GameFly commercials without Blake Griffin. He needs
Yeah.
to get
Or
back
Kia,
on top so
or-
you can see him more often.
Well, dude, he's in Detroit now. He might be doing some other car commercials now.
Yeah, driving around in a Ford.
But dude, like I feel so bad for that guy though. Signs that like huge max contract, like 200 mil, gets his name in the rafters at Staples Center. You're a lifetime Clipper.
Yeah.
You're forever Clipper, and then like months later they're like,
Gone.
you're a Detroit Piston.
genuine LA.
And he
That's
kind
how they
of
do
like
it.
fucked the Pistons in a way. I don't know if it was solely on him, but at that point during the trade, the Pistons were like somewhere between 5 and 8 in the East,
Yeah.
and then they fucking bombed hard, dude. Like hard.
Oh yeah, big time. Because what the Pistons gave up Tobias Harris,
And Caldwell.
yeah, Contavious Caldwell
Yeah.
Pope.
Contavious Caldwell Pope. I like that guy a lot. He's a good dude, and his name's outrageous.
I think no, he already left before.
No, he was
that
on
trade.
the Lakers.
Yeah,
Who was it? Who the fuck
I
was
was
it?
gonna say he went to LA, but the different LA.
Yeah.
Before that, yeah.
The famous LA.
Yeah.
There's three people I
It
like
wasn't a
based
whole lot.
on their names only. It's LaDainian Tomlinson, Andre 3000, and Contavious Caldwell Pope.
Those are good names. Andre 3000 is definitely on his birth certificate too.
For sure.
It has to be.
Yeah, he's a fucking weirdo.
Man, I don't know.
One of the greatest of all time, though. Outcast.
When's he gonna step on the court?
He probably could. He already did, dude. He was Coffee Black.
Yeah.
In
Coffee
fucking
Black.
semi-pro.
Coffee Black.
I almost forgot.
He had always different nicknames.
Yeah, fucking Jackie Moon, dude.
Yeah,
Shooting
so
them granny
Butler,
shots.
where do you think Butler ends up? Stay or go?
I think he goes, and I think the Lakers make the most sense, unfortunately.
That's my thought.
I think he would be a great fit in Philly, but I just think that he makes the
No.
most
What
sense.
about
in-
San Antonio?
I just don't. They're not into running. I mean, it could happen now that they got. Well, they have DeRozan
But
Yeah,
I don't feel like that's a team that has a lot of assets
to get rid of.
to get rid of. Like
Yeah.
they don't have
The
like the
Rose
stockpile
right.
of stuff that like the
Because all the-
Sixers has, or like the
all-
young players that the Lakers have.
They had Manu, Parker, and Powell. Now, well, we'll get to it later.
Yeah.
Pretty much, they're just fucking over the hill. No one's trading Jimmy Butler for the fucking,
Fucking-
carrying place.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, but I think you're right. The Lakers makes sense. Next.
Here, well, I'm gonna flip flop the order of this a little bit since this kind of makes sense. Karl Anthony Towns, who Jimmy Butler does not want to play with,
yeah,
is in line for a big extension right now, which
big time Dallas.
I'm assuming he's probably going to get somewhere in the range that Embiid got, which was what, like 5 years, 156 million,
Yeah.
which,
They're looking at 130, 140 million.
well, I would say he probably gets the full max. He's a great player. He's young,
loyal,
and-
surprisingly loyal.
and he's played a lot more games than Embiid has.
Yeah.
Still not a player then, but
I
that's
mean,
besides the
if they get
point.
rid of Butler, that just frees up a lot more.
Yeah, that's
money.
just extra cap space.
Yeah, he'll get it.
No, he's going to get it one way or another, whether it's Minnesota or somewhere
He's
else.
the face of that franchise for better or worse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we'll definitely keep an eye on that and let you know what his contract going to be, because when it comes out, it's going to be a nice number.
Oh, it's definitely going to be a good number.
It's going to be
But
around
like what? He's like 23, 24 years old. He's still a kid.
years.
Yeah.
He's young.
Yeah, I say like I think
He's a
Embiid was
one and done.
Embiid was 23 when he got his extension, and he got 156 million after playing 31 games.
Yeah.
Like
Plus three names. three names are popular in the African American community, so I think it'll definitely count.
yeah, dude,
cat.
Contavious Caldwell Pope.
The big cat.
3 names. You don't name your son LaDainian.
You know the big cat
That's a
in
good name,
baseball? You remember him?
Big cat.
Yeah.
Andres Galarraga.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Remember Big Cat, the wrestler from the 70s?
You remember-
Ernie Big Cat something?
Big Cat from Barstool Sports.
Yeah, that's
Part of
what
my
I was
take.
thinking.
Shout out to Barstool Sports for being awesome.
Yeah, for real.
We got some cool interview couches.
Yeah.
And we should use that's what we
We
should use
should.
those for. It's comfortable. We could just
God, it's so
hypnotize
comfortable.
somebody, trick them into saying things on camera.
I might trick myself into falling asleep and living here for a month.
I could go down there and listen to my rap music, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, dude. I
You
could just
son of a bitch.
crank it out. I can throw ropes across the living room.
They're comfy.
Next.
Next, there was some more reports, some NBA insider stuff on Markelle Fultz. Apparently, his shot still not perfect, but the Sixers are very, very pleased with the progress, and they're actually planning on giving him a starting job and like a heavy minutes load right from the jump.
Nice.
Which is that's got to be big. Like he has to look at least somewhat good to take a starting job from JJ Redick.
It's not as big as news as you'd think it would. Like it should be bigger.
Well, I
that's
mean,
huge.
they kept it under wraps. Like the guy that's working with him, what is this like? Ken
Griffey Jr.
Hanlon, I think is his name. He's like a professional shot doctor. He works with everyone. He built Embiid's shot and turned him into a shooter, which is crazy. But you don't get rid of like JJ Redick out of your starting lineup unless like the guy that's replacing him is
Something magic.
Yeah.
Well, they might just be doing it because he's a fucking head case and they need to boost his confidence.
Well, I mean,
JJ
that's
needed
possible.
some time. JJ could need some time.
Well, JJ has come out and said that like perfect for him would be about like 20 to 25 minutes a game. That's what he'd like to play, and he could get that off the bench.
Yeah.
Easy. He could come and lead the second unit. Him and Dario.
He'd settle for 20 because he's a team player. So
Well, dude, and he's gonna get his shots.
Yeah, plus the only way you're going to find out if Fultz is actually worth a shit is playing him.
Playing him with Ben Simmons.
Yeah,
You
so-
you can't keep them off of the floor
Yeah,
together.
We'll see.
Are we gonna do NBA fantasy?
That's
it's
tough to
tough
keep
though.
up with.
It
I
is
say.
real tough, man. It's a quick.
Well, it's like that
It's
in
just
baseball,
so-
man. I've tried fantasy
Fuck,
baseball.
Baseball
It's
is ridiculous.
Yeah, dude, because there's like
Every
every,
day.
off
A 10-year
game, and then
season.
like, yeah, dude, it sucks. But that's all for the Fultz thing. I mean, it's just encouraging news. Hopefully, we get a little bit more light shed on that. They're keeping it really heavily under wraps, which is understandable.
I didn't see the Swaggy P thing on here. Is that
Preseason will be starting in a
We'll
couple,
just do that right after the.
Cool.
in a couple weeks. So whenever they start the preseason games, if he's running with Unit 1, that's when we'll know for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I think him and Simmons together could be like a really, really exciting
That
backcourt.
could be a big reason why they're going ahead with it. You know what I mean? They saw the match. Something happened.
Well, and like they didn't push super hard for free agents this offseason. Like,
Something.
they could have made a heavy.
Peter had in on LeBron, and that was about it.
Well, and they could have pushed hard to make a trade for Kawhi.
Yeah.
And I don't think they really
Yeah.
probably showed as much interest as I thought they should have.
Yeah.
Anyone who had the shit should have.
Well, I mean, one Kawhi Leonard on the Sixers right now makes them probably the best team in the East.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Raptors could be just because of him.
Yeah, I say like they lost DeMar, but they gained a guy that's just as good of a scorer and a way better
Way better.
defender.
What's crazy is we're talking about a guy who we gave multiple small ball awards
Well,
to.
no,
and
he
he's
still
that good.
has the small
That's what's
ball.
crazy. He's that good that he can just have small balls and still drain buckets.
Here, Draymond came out the other day.
Yes, he did.
And was talking about LeBron in like a positive light.
I like
Actually,
it.
he said that LeBron needs to start acknowledging that he's the best player in the world. He needs to start telling people that because like
Draymond was right.
It's true.
The way he explained it 4 years ago, LeBron, if you look at the timeline, LeBron, what he's gone through and what he's done in the past 4 to 5 years has completely transformed his name and who he is.
transformed two franchises
Yeah,
too.
in the world. I mean, if you look at his spot in the world is solidified no matter what he does. I think LeBron is definitely going to be, definitely the GOAT. And if Draymond, I don't know if it was the wine talking, because he was drinking. So it could have been intoxication, but it definitely made sense. It was nice to see Draymond Green speaking sensibly and not looking like Donkey from Shrek.
He's generally only an asshole in the regular season to other players. I mean, he did get
Somebody-
arrested like 1 or 2 off seasons ago, but generally he's only a dick to other NBA players.
Well, the only player I've ever really seen Draymond get along with is Embiid.
Yeah.
And I think that's because, like, personality-wise, they're very similar. Except for Embiid's super...
There's the pup.
Cameroonian.
Alexis, your sister said, "What is this room that you're in, and where is the pup?" The pup's here. Here's our mascot, Frankie. And
old Frank Diggy.
This is the Not So Black studio that I created, painted, and did the artwork for, as well as kind of set up and everything you see before you. This is the land of Witty. this is everything beyond.
This is his baby.
Yeah, this is my baby that we are inside of. So Frank is going to calm down, and
We had some big retirements in the NBA. Briefly, David West finally hung him up after what did we say? 15 years.
15 years.
2-time champ with the Warriors. But the big retirement would be Manu fucking finally calling it quits, man.
Yep, 16 years in the league, 4-time NBA champ with the Spurs. Like that's incredible. And he was like never the best player on the team,
right.
But he was always like such a solid contributor.
He was an essential part to the championship.
Well, last year when in the playoffs when the Spurs and the Rockets were going to like Game 7 and he blocked fucking James Harden.
That was 2 years ago. Yeah,
no, 2 years ago.
Yeah, this year they lost to the Warriors again. Manu did have a good series, but yeah, I mean it was Game 6 or Game 7, and Harden, who fucking blew ass that whole series, had a shot to win the game.
It's on the design of drugs.
Manu stuffed him from the back. Yeah. So, but yeah, Manu, 4-time NBA champion, 2 All-Star appearances, which I thought was kind of low. But
2-time, 13.
But he's a sixth man.
Yep, and then he won 6 Men of the Year, and he won the Olympic gold medal the year USA basketball shit the bed real hard. And then, he's just fucking the personality of the Spurs. Like he
was
like
an
the only
embodiment.
outspoken member of that team, but like I don't know, he just fits so well.
Who else was on the team that year that he with the Olympic gold?
The Argentine team. Fucking Argentina, whatever. The only 2 players I knew were Manu and Walter Herman.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, that's the only 2.
You remember what year that was?
04.
04, yeah, that was a while ago. Shit. But he's still, he's a fucking legend. Other NBA guys hold him in high esteem.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's one of those locker room goats.
Get down, bud.
Yeah.
Get down.
That's one of those locker room goats. Like, he's one of the
Dude,
greatest.
He's going at the crotch right now.
Yeah. Come
So
here,
hard.
Frank.
He wants that
Dude,
ATTN.
if you fucking check out of the screen here in 2 seconds, you're about to see him get just a
Yeah.
big old
Oh, man.
fucking nose full of penis.
Yeah, that's pretty much all the NBA news we had. But we can move it to the.
Yeah, he's all up in it. That's funny. You did the art, love it. Thank you, Lex. I really appreciate that.
We can move it to the baseball.
Yeah.
Baseballs.
Let's get over that real quick.
Hey, bud, settle.
Frank, you're about to get the boot. Dodge the boot.
Come here, Frank.
That's MLB.
Not a whole lot going on.
Yeah,
As
the
usual.
Blue Jays recently put Josh Donaldson on revocable waivers. I guess they're really, really looking to just get rid of him.
Dump him. Well, it's crazy because 2 or 3 years ago he was like the best player on that team.
He was the MVP.
Yeah.
He did win the MVP.
He was fucking like in the All-Star game. I think he dominated in the All-Star game. He was in the home run derby and he was like the face of baseball like 2014, 2015,
Yeah.
whatever it was that summer. And then he got hurt the following year for a while and then he kind of just faded out.
Petered
Wasn't
out
that
a
the
little
cover of one of the games?
Yeah, it was the show 17 maybe? Show 17, show 16, one of those.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
16. I think
Was
it
it
was
16?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, I say like it was quite a prolific fall from grace for him.
Yeah.
Other than that, Albert Pujols out for the season.
Yeah, that fucks the Angels playoff hopes right in the butthole.
Yeah, he's having knee surgery, and like it's just a shame to see like.
Yeah, because he's getting old, man. He doesn't have too many years left.
No, he's got to be like 38.
Yeah, and he just hit number 600.
Yeah.
So
Game.
that usually doesn't happen until you're winding down,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's but he's still another one of those dudes that you when you talk about people, it lights up because he's another legend.
Oh,
When he
he's
was like in his
100%.
prime for the Cardinals.
And his name, Pujols.
Like he was the only big name on that team. Like Jim Edmonds was like at the end of his career. They had a couple pitchers, but like when you think about the offense of the Cardinals,
Scott Rowland.
Scott Rowland, he only played on a couple of those teams too, because then he went to Philly.
Yeah.
Or went from Philly to St. Louis, and then
No,
he went somewhere else.
I thought it was from.
St. Louis to Philly.
Yeah, that's
Either
right.
way,
McGuire was on
but
the
he
Cardinals,
left.
right?
He was the slammer before
Yeah.
Pujols got
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Pujols was kind of like his replacement, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, he was just the guy, man. Every year he was like the best player in the league.
Yeah, I say he was nicknamed the Machine
Yeah,
because
for
like
4 or 5
he
years
was
straight.
just he was literally like the definition of consistency for like
Yep.
whatever his prime years were,
So
like
he's-
however long
yeah.
it was.
What do you think is going to happen after this knee surgery? Then you think it's going to be
I think he comes back.
He'll try to come back next year, and if it
if it goes
is
to shit,
slow,
he'll
yeah, I'll
retire?
probably hang him up.
Well, I mean, you saw the same thing happen with David Ortiz. He started having them feet problems,
Yeah.
and like,
They're big guys. Man.
well, I said he just wasn't able to run anymore.
Where your
and,
legs
like,
go in baseball, man, it doesn't sound right, but it's just the way it happens. So Yeah.
Yeah, it's, but Andrew McCutcheon is about to be traded again.
Which what a fall from grace for that guy too.
I know he goes from an MVP, the savior in Pittsburgh, to just like nobody.
Yeah,
wants him
nobody
around.
fucking cares. I think he shouldn't have cut his hair. You think that's it?
Dude,
That's
that might
gotta
have
be.
been it. That's
Black
about
guys
when he
get rid of their
started.
dreads, shit gets bad.
He started to shit to bed real hard.
Yeah, dude.
When he
That's
cut
it
his
was the
hair.
source of his power.
Yeah, I mean,
It's the source of his power.
I'm pretty
It's
sure
fucking
he
right.
won the MVP with dreads. This might not be
Game
accurate.
over.
And then the next year he cut them, and he went from batting .330 to batting .230.
Yeah,
One
that's it. It
season.
was drastic. It was real drastic, and
So-
I feel bad. Like I really wish he wouldn't have left Pittsburgh.
I know,
Not
he
that it
was-
was on his.
He was like the hero, man. I
He
mean,
really was. If they would have kept him around, I think it would have been different. He probably would have kept his hair, and he loved the city. Like he wrote that letter to the city about how
Yeah.
much he loved it there.
Well, I mean, he was there for how many years?
Well,
He-
he came
he
up in their
evolved.
system.
Yeah.
He was like one of the few people that actually was a pirate prospect, came up through their organization, and then became the best player.
I'm
in the
surprised
league.
he didn't get fucking traded for a grilled cheese sandwich.
He was like a Pokemon, dude. They evolved him. They fed him so many Andrew McCutcheon candies that he
Fucking
became the Andrew
raspberries.
McCutcheon. Yeah,
yeah, he grew them dreads. Like
Yeah,
he went
grew
from
them
like
dreads, became the player that he is, and then the fact they did him dirty, and I think that coupled with the hair just kind of lowered his
Yeah.
confidence. And now this is probably gonna be another hit to his confidence, and who knows what's gonna happen. I
Yeah,
feel bad.
he's gonna go
one of my
somewhere.
favorite players.
he's going. He's going to a contender.
And which might work out for him. He might get a
Nats?
ring.
Nats,
I think he's going
Yeah,
probably
Nats.
Boston, New York,
Red Sox.
Oakland,
Yeah,
Los Angeles.
LA.
I
Yeah,
can see
it's-
the Red Sox though. for
Well, I
sure.
think the Red Sox makes a lot of sense because Jackie Bradley Jr. is a huge offensive liability right now.
Your sister just asked if Garrett just say they traded someone for a grilled cheese sandwich.
yeah, that's pretty much what Pittsburgh
Yeah.
does when they don't want to pay their players. He wasn't even
Exactly
making
it.
that much money.
No,
Like,
not like the money that he should have been making for
At
the
all.
seasons that he had. I mean, he's not going to be making Bryce Harper money anytime soon.
no, but
Oh,
yeah,
fuck,
he
man.
got did dirty.
You guys definitely. I didn't even know about that. So this is the first
But-
time I'm hearing about him.
but yeah, I mean-
Well, that sucks.
Boston does make perfect sense. Like I started saying, Jackie Bradley Jr., great defensive center fielder, but he's
100%.
hits 200. Like he's
Yeah.
not very offensively
You have to
gifted.
move Mookie over to center.
Well, I say,
like
but
Andrew
that's
Wade
it.
or something.
Yeah, Mookie has already played center field in his
Yeah.
career, and
Yeah.
he can make that transition easily.
So-
and then you get a little bit of added offensive firepower in there with protection in the lineup too. I say there's hitters all over that
What's
lineup.
crazy is as good as the Red Sox are, McCutcheon can still make the team better.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Which is really impressive, which means they could go on for another couple
He's
years.
still good to go
Yes,
260
probably.
and hit 20 home runs.
Well, I'd say, and like who knows how good he could be with actual players in the
Right.
lineup. I mean, he's
Someone-
never, he's never had a Mookie Betts,
Yeah, he could.
JD Martinez.
He got pitched around his whole career pretty much.
Yeah, you could put him in the middle of any of those guys, and he'd be fine. And I think it'd be interesting. Obviously, New York is always in the running for any player. Like you could hear him, you could know who the player is, you could not know who the player is. There's a chance that he could play for the Yankees. Just
Yeah.
strictly money. Like that team
100%.
is all money.
I just when it comes to baseball, it's 100%. So
Come here, Frank. Calm down. The only other thing in baseball is the same teams are winning
Same teams are winning.
as
that's it.
usual. Like
That's why I want-
the Cardinals have made a huge comeback. You called it.
yeah, I did. You're goddamn right. I will always give the Cardinals a chance for a comeback because they're the Cardinals, and they're just one of those legacy teams. They're like the Cowboys of the MLB.
Yeah. Currently, the AL division leaders are the Red Sox, the Indians, and the Astros.
Red Sox are staying on top.
Yeah, they're 94 wins now, 95 wins, something like
Yeah,
that.
that ain't changing.
And the wild card leaders are the Yankees, which it's hilarious because the Yankees have more wins than any of the other division leaders, but they're a wild card team because they're in the same.
Hey, can we we got record? Sorry, folks, we got recording audio, and you're messing with our levels. Frank,
I'm sorry.
I know.
So
Just
what-
if you walk away, he'll go with you,
Oh my God.
or just close the door.
But
Sorry, folks. Had to get the audio levels right.
NL division leaders are the Cubs, the D-backs, and the Braves, and the current wild card leaders are the Cardinals and the Brewers. Which Whitty earlier on, probably episode 1 actually, said that the Cardinals that was his pick.
Yeah.
And, out of nowhere, they started winning games. So, kudos to you.
For sure. I'm pumped about it because I knew it was a possibility. I just knew it sucks because they were so fucking far behind. Every team's so far behind when it comes to baseball because the Red Sox are killing it and the discrepancy in the win-loss.
Well,
is
just
so
in the
big.
just in the AL East, Like, I think the Red Sox are 7.5 up on the Yankees, and the Orioles.
You were 11, right?
Yeah, and the Orioles are the worst team in that division, and they're 50 games up on the Orioles. Like, that's almost an unheard of number.
Yeah.
What's the Cardinals' win-loss right now?
I don't have their.
They're over 500,
Yeah.
but that NL Central is real tight. Like the Cubs have kind of padded their lead, but I think they're. I don't know what the record would be now, but probably between 6 and 8 games over 500.
I'm missing it.
Standings off on the side there. Off.
If I had to guess.
But yeah, and we're really getting down to the nitty gritty here.
Yeah,
I say we got like 1
man.
month left in the season.
Finally.
So this is
Probably
where.
gonna be a team that makes a push.
Well, I say this is where like the shit happens.
We've been
This
doing
is
this
the most important part of the season outside of the playoffs.
We've been doing this for 2 months, by the way. This is
Yeah.
exactly 8 episodes. This is 2 months
Yeah, 2
exactly doing this. And baseball feels like it's been going on for too long.
Well, I think the first episode that we did, the Yankees might have been in the division lead.
I'll keep going down. There they are. St. Louis Cardinals 74 and 59. Wow, they've improved immensely.
Drastically.
Yeah, they did.
The Pirates are now 3 games under 500. God.
Yeah, they
still
fell from grace.
Impressive that they're that close to 500.
Oh,
I thought they were losing 100 games.
Oh, what's that pitcher that they have?
Dude.
Trevor Williams.
Trevor Williams.
is
I
a
said
fucking
to my
beast.
dad before the year started, I was like, he's going to be their best pitcher. It should be Talion, but
Well, I like Chad Cole a lot too.
he's good too. But Williams is like that unsung guy.
Well, he just had another game where he pitched a fucking gem, no runs.
Yeah, he's 12 and 9 or 11. He's over 500, and he's won multiple.
Probably the Astros gonna be the third team with the highest wins.
They're good, man. They won the World
Dude,
Series
Astros
last
are
year.
good.
But they're still 12 fucking games behind the Red
I
Sox.
think
I love
when
that.
Altuve comes back, dude, that just catapults him. He might already be back. I don't know if he is. I don't watch a lot of baseball. But
I just
he
think
was hurt, and once he gets back into the groove, man, look out.
I think
For
at this
sure.
point the Red Sox have the division tied up though.
Well,
Because
yeah.
they're what I said 7.5 games up,
There's-
something like that.
Well, yeah, they definitely got it.
Well, and they would have to go on such an immense losing streak right now to give up 7.5 games.
The big thing is going to be the
Like, that's-
playoffs, man, because in the American League, it's going to come down. The Red Sox are really balanced, great offensively and defensively, but the fucking Astros have like 2 Cy Young.
Yeah.
Like Garrett Cole or Verlander could win the Cy Young. It might be Chris Sale too, but then you got, Keuchel and Charlie Morton who were shut out this year.
How if I could? And that was not the melody.
It was kind of like it.
I don't know. It's going to be tough
I like
to
that.
beat. It's going to be tough to score runs on Houston, but it's going to be tough to outscore Boston. You know what I mean?
Well, I say, and then you throw in the Yankees in that mix, and they can score with anyone. They can bust open a game
Oh, yeah.
at any time. They have the best power hitting duo. Not technically, I guess, by home run totals right now.
Right.
But you can't argue that Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton are probably the 2 best home run hitters in
No.
baseball.
They're 7 out of 3 for the last 10 games. The Yankees are, so I mean they're on it.
Yeah, they're on a little mini tear.
And they just lost 1, but I feel like
I mean, they're
It's the
a good team.
Yankees.
They're a good team. I say they did the opposite Yankees thing. Well, kind of. They still went out and signed or traded for Giancarlo, but they actually have been building that team from like their farm system, which is kind of surprising to see. I think they're maybe even seeing that that's the way to do it.
If you get good prospects, man, or move shit around to get good prospects, whatever you got to do.
But that's all I have for baseball. So
yeah, we're on to
On that
big balls,
note-
small balls.
Yeah,
Huh? So what are you doing? Small balls or big balls?
big balls. Okay, I'm going to start off my big balls with Khalil Mack. He is still yet to budge with Oakland. They said they want 2 first-round picks for him now. So he's either going to get traded for 2 first-round picks or he is not playing by the looks of
In
it.
the NBA, 2 firsts is not always that big of a deal.
But in the
In the
NFL,
NFL, dude, you don't trade first round picks unless you're moving up to get like a top flight player in the draft.
yeah.
You don't really ever see players get moved for first round picks.
No.
It's usually player for player or player like
For
mediocre player for
second,
or
third.
second. Yeah, so I don't know if it's gonna happen.
Well, Randy Moss got traded for a 4th.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
The greatest receiver I've ever seen with my own eyes.
But yeah, so that's my big balls. He's standing pat. He's gonna either get his money
Yeah.
or he's fucking out the door.
He's a name on everybody's song right now, so they're waiting for it to happen. It'll
Yeah.
definitely be interesting. Yeah, my big balls, I'm actually going with, because of where my attention has been, especially with the Cleveland Browns Hard Knocks training camp going on, I have two possibles. It's, you have Jarvis Landry no, not Jarvis Landry, Tyrod. Tyrod, the way he landed on his wrist and then still came back out and played in the preseason game, like it was just that takes big balls for him to step up and lead his team. Plus, he knows that white boy Baker Mayfield could take his job at any second. So it takes some big balls to stand in adversity like that. Or Devin Kajust. Kajust, the guy fighting for his rush spot, he is a tight end for the Cleveland Browns.
See, this is
He's
news
on
to
the
me.
second or third. They call him Kajust. He's a really chill dude and he's fucking talented.
Tight end,
He's
you
just
said?
tight end, yeah. He's just fighting through it right now, like really struggling, trying to get that spot on the roster, really fighting for it. And he's one of the like most sincere dudes I've ever seen on screen when it comes to the Hard Knocks and it comes
Well,
to football.
that's the beauty of Hard Knocks too.
Yeah.
Is
You
like,
get to see shit.
yeah, it gives you like
know about.
a view into like a dude that you would never like.
Yeah,
If
or
they're
a
not,
player that you do know, you find out he's a fucking douchebag.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
James Winston.
Yeah, so it was just it was really nice to see. So I think I'm gonna have to go with Kajust.
My big balls, like, at first, I was going to give it to OBJ because a couple years ago, last year, he said he wanted to be the highest paid player in football.
He fucking
Turns out he became the highest paid receiver, and then the next day, Aaron Rodgers is like fucking holding beer. He gets paid so much fucking money.
New Mr.
And like,
Football.
he gets the biggest balls because he had, like, they were talking about extending him for like 2-3 years, and he was like, I'm not fucking signing until you guarantee me like fat stacks. And now he gets
got it.
huge stacks. We'll
You
talk
know-
about the details later, but yeah, he's getting my big balls.
He
for-
smoked a pretend joint for sure and
Yeah.
just looked high, pretend high, like he
and
always does.
he's banging Miss GoDaddy.
Danica Patrick.
Danica Carter.
I fucking love Danica Patrick.
Fucking
So
Dan Patrick.
I'm gonna vote for fucking Aaron Rodgers on that one. I
Yeah.
fucking like.
He
You
just-
have to have big balls.
he
And
got
you're gonna
paid, man.
stuff him inside that left turn pussy.
That's true. That left turn, cute.
I was still gonna stay with Khalil Mack, but I'm outvoted. So Hey, Aaron Rodgers.
Danica Patrick gets big balls. She wins.
She gets Aaron Rodgers balls nightly.
We'll
Yeah,
throw,
and she also
uh,
gets that fucking
Khalil
fat
Master.
contract.
Khalil Mack will definitely get an asterisk.
I'll get an
In,
honorable
in that-
mention.
yeah, an
Well, I
honorable
mean, like,
mention.
I respect him for standing pat, just like you said to Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was not going to sign. I
Stick
mean,
to your guns.
albeit he was still playing, but
Right.
Le'Veon
You know,
Bell's still doing that too.
when you're
Yeah.
that valuable,
Bell, I think, is like they're starting to go on the cusp of like figuring it out because he's
For sure.
supposed to
Supposed to
report
be
by
on Monday.
Labor Day.
Yeah, they need him, and he likes.
Do we
him
have
there.
that off work, by the way?
yeah, I just found out today.
Yep.
Weird.
Small balls.
I'll be in Florida. No, I won't.
Small balls.
I'll go with mine first because no one's probably gonna know who this is. My small balls this week, in light of the U.S. Open tennis tournament starting, Andy Murray. Andy Murray was supposed to be like Britain's savior, like the next great English tennis player.
Nope.
And when Federer and Nadal were kind of hurt for a while, he won Wimbledon. So he did well.
Yeah.
He was the first British player to win Wimbledon since like 1938.
Really?
And then he had a nagging hip injury and pretty much didn't play consistently for 2 years. The U.S. Open was supposed to be his big comeback, and he fucking lost in the second round to a no-name. So,
To a no name.
Yeah.
Do you know the dude's name that they lost to?
yeah, I never heard of him.
His name is literally no name.
Andy,
First-
He's Philippines.
First name, no.
He's
Andy
a
Murray's
Philippine.
it used to go Federer number 1, Nadal 2, Andy Murray 3, or Joker 3, Murray 4,
Yeah.
depending. So it wasn't like he was like some bullshit tennis player. He was like one of the
He was
best in
good.
the world.
Yeah, he was real good.
Please go watch 7 Days of Hell or 7 Days in Hell, that tennis movie. I'm
That's what
shouting
I'm
this
telling
out to
you
the podcast now. Anybody who sees this, please go and watch that movie. It's on HBO on demand. If you can't find it there, if you don't have HBO because you're poor, just go out and find 7 Days in Hell. It's a comedy with Andy Samberg and some other dude that's pretty funny. It's a tennis movie and it's about a 7-day match. It's fucking terrific. But that's definitely a good small ball because he deserves it.
He does, dude.
My small balls, man, it's a rough one because I'm never fully prepared until the day of because you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go ahead and just throw out Swaggy P, Nick Young in there for small balls for getting arrested like an idiot. And I'm going to pull up some info while you tell your small balls real quick.
Well, initially, my small balls was going to go to Mark Davis, the owner of the Oakland Raiders,
fucking.
Or the Las Vegas Raiders.
You get small balls every day from that fucked up hair.
Well, I was gonna say, like, you can pay $500 for somebody to put a fucking bowl on your head,
Yeah.
and just trim it around, but you can't fucking pay Khalil Mack.
Right.
You piece of shit.
Yeah, like,
Fucking
what the
bowl
fuck?
cuts haven't been cool since the movie Brink came out for the Disney Channel. Like
dude,
1994
fucking
or
rollerblade.
something. Yeah, dude.
But I had to change it. I was just thinking about it when you were talking about Tyrod landed on his wrist and Tyrod. Sorry, it's going to take some time to get
It's
used
so
to.
funny.
It goes against everything that spelling has taught me. But I got to give it to Cam Newton for almost breaking his neck in a preseason game. I don't know if any of you guys saw the hit, but he
was trying to jump a mile?
well, he was trying to dive for a first down.
Yeah.
And he dove and got hit in the legs and just jammed straight to the ground on his neck, fumbled the ball, and I'm like, really? You didn't dive for a fumble in the Super Bowl,
Right.
but
The Super Bowl.
yeah, but you just almost ruined your entire career
Right.
for a fucking extra yard in a preseason game.
Yeah.
And
For
people
fucking
rode
nothing.
his ass hard for that Super Bowl play you're talking
How
about.
hard are you working for your job that you gotta do that? You know he's on the fucking block.
Like,
He's fucking.
well, they've talked
he's
about
just
it
an
before.
idiot.
Honestly, I don't see him actually doing it, but
They don't have anyone behind.
yeah, they don't have anyone in the wings unless they fucking swing a trade for some young kid.
Should have traded for Teddy.
So
They should have.
that's your pick for small balls?
Yeah, but I'm
Back to
gonna-
mine real quick. I just want to read this so that we have it right. Nick Young was arrested in Hollywood during a late night stop for routine travel. This is how fucking stupid Swaggy P is. And what pisses me off about Nick Young is Swaggy P has nothing to do with his name. Your name's Nick Young. Your name's not Paul Young or, Swayze. There's no fucking Swaggy. There's no P. There's no fucking those two things in
I
your
don't know
name.
where the P comes from.
Yeah.
Neither do I. Fucking pussy. That's where it comes from. He's a pussy.
Maybe his
He
name
gets
is Nicholas Pussy.
Pussy Young. Yeah, he's young pussy. So what happens is he was
We're not Catholic priests
Yeah.
here.
Okay, yeah. Well,
That's young PB.
Yeah, young
Young
people.
Bubbles.
Never mind.
So Young was arrested Friday for delaying an investigation. It was just a misdemeanor. But how fucking stupid. He gets pulled over and he gives him attitude and delays the investigation. Whatever.
He
All
said
does-
something about like I'm not resisting. I'm not
Yeah,
resisting.
right.
I've
it.
never even heard of someone getting arrested for delaying an investigation.
So what
I've
they
heard
do is
resisting arrest.
Well, they pull him over and they're conducting an investigation into whether or not he's drinking, whatever. It's a cop
Yeah.
trick, right? It's bullshit. But when you're in the NBA and you're making fucking millions of dollars, you do what the police tell you and you get over with it so it doesn't become this.
Yeah.
Even a shitty player gets
Well, I feel like
headline news.
Swaggy P and fucking J.R. Smith should just like hang out
They
because,
should.
or like have a reality show together because that would probably be the most ridiculous fucking show on
Swaggy
TV.
Smith.
That'd be such a bad show.
That just fucking
But I'd watch it.
getting arrested for stupid shit and drinking Hennessy all day.
Missing shots all the time, just pieces of shit. Doesn't know how to play basketball.
And my favorite gif of all time is still when Nick Young shoots that three when he played for the Lakers.
Oh, and he
it turns
turns
around and like has
And
the
it
fucking
does-
three fingers up and it fucking rims out.
Yeah, it was great. I love the jersey he's wearing in this photo.
I know.
That is
I
like
would
sick.
look that one.
I think that might be the one I end up ordering.
They're nice.
But yeah, so that's my small ball. He has September 19th court date. He's 33 years old, which is fucking ridiculous. If you're gonna name yourself Nick Young, make sure you change it to Nick Old.
And the funny thing is, people probably think he's like 25 because nobody even knew who he was till he was 30. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, he played for the
I
Sixers
thought he still
earlier on
played
in
for
his
the
career.
Lakers.
He played for what? I think he started out with the Wizards.
Yeah, Wizards, Sixers. Then he went to LA for a
I
while.
thought he was still there. That's how much I don't care about
They just
him.
didn't re-sign him. They picked him up in Golden State to be a bench player. He actually played solid.
I got a ring now.
He
I'm
does.
playing P. Fuck you.
So who are we gonna give it to?
I'm going Cam Newton just because you can't risk your entire career for a fucking preseason
That's who you
game.
picked?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And not risk your career for a
Snub.
fucking fumble in the Super Bowl.
Snub
That's a
head.
rough one, man.
I'll vote for Cam because I don't like him.
Yeah, I was gonna say Cam too. 'Cause
I'd say, I mean, all of them are pretty
him,
good, but like,
come on, man. At some point, when is he gonna learn and evolve his game?
well, after this episode's done, we'll find that video.
Listen, sports analysts put you on the tip of their tongue as one of the possible greats. You gotta evolve and become better. You gotta learn from your mistakes. You can't keep doing this amateurish bullshit.
Yeah.
When he was in the Super Bowl, my dad was watching it with me, and he was like, "I hope they break his fucking legs. I hate that motherfucker because he's a cocky fucking." He just hates him, dude. He doesn't like that dancing shit, you know.
Oh god, he probably hates the NFL right now with the team dances.
I don't mind a touchdown
Don't
dance.
watch,
Do not fucking celebrate a first down when you're down
Don't watch
20
training
points.
camp.
Don't celebrate a first down, period. Just fucking celebrate a touchdown. Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah, so next up, we will throw this episode right over to Matt Haddon for the PGA Tour update.
PGA Tour, as we said last week, is in the middle of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Last week's Northern Trust Open was the first leg of the FedEx playoffs. The winner was Bryson DeChambeau at minus 18. Adam Scott tied 5th. Brooks Koepka, Justin Thomas tied 8th. Tiger Woods fucking shit the bed and was tied for 40th. This week is the Dell Technologies Championship, and it's the second leg of the FedEx Cup.
That's big.
And they're only taking the top 100 players this week. Last week it was the top 125. This week's top 100. Some of the people that got eliminated, were Sergio Garcia and Jim Furyk.
That's how you say his name is Furyk?
Yeah, nobody else of note got cut yet. So next week they'll take the top 70. We'll probably be missing a lot of big names, but right now the standings in the playoffs are DeChambeau went from 9th to 1st place.
Yeah, he was down there.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't even heard of him. And then
I listed him as one of my sleepers, and I was telling him, and he fucking wins. Like, I didn't see that coming.
Not at all.
Dustin Johnson moved from 1 to 2. Justin Thomas moved from 2 to 3. Tony Finau made a big jump from 12th place to 4th.
That's huge.
Brooks Koepka from 3 to 5. Justin Rose from 4 to 6. Bubba Watson from 5 to 7. Jason Day from 6 to 8. Webb Simpson from 7 to 9. Phil Boy Titty Mickelson from 11 to 10. Tiger was 20th, now he's 25th. The biggest jump of the week though, Billy Horschel went from 41st to 14th.
That's crazy. Look at like the amount of jumps and the young guys, like the guys who weren't paying attention to who jumped up, and the dudes who were in the running, jumping down.
It's crazy, man. Like if you win, you get so many more points than like 2nd and 3rd place. So like
golf.
I mean,
for sure, golf.
Normally you get
that's huge.
Like big money for 2nd and 3rd place, but the points in the FedEx Cup are at a premium, man. So. Like I said, this week the top 70 will move on, and next week we'll address what happened in the Dell Technologies Open.
This is a joke and in no way reflects my actual opinion on what you do, but I would like to call this WGF with Matt Haddon. Who gives a fuck? Matt Haddon.
I was going to say World Golf Fun.
That's how people
World
treat
golf.
People treat golf like that a long time. It's like, who gives a fuck?
I appreciate this.
So do I, 100%.
If it wasn't for Tiger, people still wouldn't even watch it.
This is why I prefaced it with like, this is no way in shape or form. The company of Josh Woody does not believe in the expressed opinions and beliefs. The following statements.
You need a speed talker.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and put some standards and practices in before my little talk there. But I see you have some motherfucking MMA news. I'm so excited for this.
It's just a short little one.
Yeah, but what's the first thing on it?
I'm actually looking forward to this one.
On November 24th, it was announced that in Bellator, Chuck Liddell and Tito Ortiz will be fighting for the 3rd time. Liddell's currently up 2-0 in the series, so I mean it's not like a rubber match or anything, but
it's happening on Fox Sports during fight night.
Well, it's exciting. This is going to be a fun fight. I personally think Tito takes fight 3.
There was a chance for him to beat Liddell. It's now.
Well, it is now.
Well, because Tito has stayed active.
Right.
Tito has kept fighting. Liddell has been out for years now.
He's got a glass jaw now.
He's such a big fucking baby, though.
He is, and he's got a giant head. That's why he loses so much. It's a big fucking.
He's got the biggest fucking
Chuck Liddell's got a little tiny fucking nugget.
But he's got that glass jaw now. Ever since he got knocked out like 3 times in a row by Rashad,
Bob Sapp.
He's Rampage, and
he's like Alistair.
Somebody else.
And fucking Rich Franklin.
Yeah.
Rich Franklin caught a kick in the arm, broke his arm, and then fucking knocked Liddell out with his broken arm.
It's the same thing that happened to Alistair Overeem. Alistair Overeem was a monster, then got knocked out of the match. Glass turned, jaw turns to glass.
Overeem also got off with the juice.
Ubereem,
yes.
Fucking Undereem.
Yeah, I say. I'm excited for this fight though. I say because I legitimately think that like this is if Tito's gonna win, if Tito is going to win, this is the time to do it because. He's stayed active in the sport.
I just don't see Liddell bringing it.
He still works. I mean, he's not inactive.
I'm not saying that like Liddell's not still training.
Working harder.
Yeah, I say Tito's actually been fighting.
I think he's quite a bit younger, at least a couple of years.
Yeah, he's a couple of years
younger. You think
younger.
we're gonna see another son in Tito after this?
It's hard to say.
If Tito wins,
I say if Tito wins, it's a possibility.
I think so too.
Dude, they're like the best 2 shit.
It would be number 4, right?
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I think it's number
That's
4.
a good question.
Because they wrestled in college and Chael beat Tito, and then Tito beat Chael, And then Chael just kept beating
What do
Tito.
they call him? The Huntington Beach Bad Boy?
Huntington Beach bad boy.
Tito, yeah.
Big old fucking douchebag, bleach blonde douchebag.
He was dating like Janet Jameson for a minute.
Yeah, oh yeah.
He's the action figure of Mark Hunt.
Pretty
He's
much.
He's
Like the
Yeah.
WWE version, like when they used to like just make everyone jacked out of their brains.
He's part of the reason the UFC kind of blew up there. He was like a big personality.
Well,
Yeah,
there was those guys.
That generation, yeah.
Yeah, I mean Chuck Liddell, Tito, Matt Hughes,
fucking GSP.
GSP early on.
And then that's when Silva like began. his
Speaking of
fucking
GSP,
reign.
where the fuck is he at?
He's
Waiting for a money
Conor,
fight.
man. Like,
Come on.
they're waiting for him and Conor.
Well, at this
to
point,
fight.
in his
No.
career, dude, he can do
He's
anything he
moving-
wants.
He said he was gonna move down a weight class. I didn't think he was gonna fight fucking Connor.
that would be the money fight.
Could you
And
imagine
it's
how many
like-
fucking
He has a-
pay-per-views that would
It's
sell?
doable because Conor moved up to fight Diaz.
Yeah, but Connor's not that stupid.
I wouldn't fight GSP.
Not if,
Oh, not if you wanted to
McGregor.
fucking win.
No.
Not if I was Conor
Fucking way.
McGregor, no, because that's insurmountable.
He had trouble beating Diaz, and fucking GSP would put him to shame.
GSP.
probably.
So much bigger.
Yeah, and
Oh,
stronger and better. Like he's
I
just.
mean, maybe not height wise, but when it comes to strength and discipline, GSP has a way over Conor.
Well, GSP is probably like the most perfect built fighter
Horrible
of all time.
actor.
Oh, he doesn't have to
Kickboxer
act that.
Vengeance. You
Oh,
saw that
yeah, I saw
Kickboxer
it.
movie? Oh my god! I was like, really, you're gonna play a drunken fighter dude that like just sucks dick? Horrible
I
actor.
never saw that part. That must have been the
He
uncut
was sucking
version.
dick. He was just all drunk and he was
No,
like,
I'm just being a smartass. But
Fuck.
no, but like yeah, he was like genetically engineered.
Yeah.
Like he's the perfect athlete. Like
He was Goldberg in Universal Soldier. He was Goldberg's stunt double in that movie.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
especially since like the size discrepancy is like.
The CGI.
Yeah.
Well, I know, but like that's still wild.
The other.
You could be Goldberg's stunt double.
Yeah, I know. They just have to CGI
Dude,
some
you got to
fucking
be-
like weight off of it.
Yeah,
fucking-
Russian knives.
Fucking.
Yeah.
Fucking just rolls his
They,
fucking
I
neck
need
and
some
shoulders.
people to like
sticks
get like
his
some
tongue out.
sparklers around
I
me.
wish he would step into a cage with Brock Lesnar.
Oh jeez.
Drops the
I mean,
Goldberg,
we might as well at this
Brock Lesnar in
point.
a UFC
Dude,
cage.
speaking
It's
of-
a carnival. It's a fucking circus, so why not?
It is kind of. Speaking of McGregor, though, they fucking amped that card up
Oh, huge.
big time.
They just added Anthony Pettis versus Tony Ferguson to that card.
That would be a UFC fight I'd consider paying for. With
Well,
both of those fights.
100%. Well, what's gonna happen? Oh, I'll tell you guys after the show, but you won't. You might not have to worry about that.
I think we already talked about
Yeah,
having like a
'cause
little gathering.
There's yeah. So we're
Yeah.
it's something we can't discuss right now.
But no, any other card that could be the main event.
Yeah.
Say Pettis is back on his winning streak again. Like he looked great in his last fight because he stopped trying to wrestle. He's such a high level jiu-jitsu practitioner, and for some reason his camp was like, "Hey, don't do that anymore." Like he's so dangerous when he is just he's not worried about it. Like he's not worried about getting taken down because he can fucking submit you off his back. He's never been that guy to be worried. So like it makes his striking that much more dangerous. And then you have Tony Ferguson, who's one of the most well-rounded fighters on the roster. He probably should have been in line for a title shot, if not for the Conor Khabib fight. He's the interim champion.
Well, if he wins and Khabib wins or Conor wins, he might be next in line.
But you know what? He has a lot to lose, though.
Yeah.
I'd say because if Pettis beats him, like
He goes back down
yeah.
the fucking ladder, man.
I'll say, but like, yeah, he's crazy. He trains out in Colorado at Big Bear at altitude. The dude's stamina is just ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
Like I might be more excited for that fight as a whole
Yeah.
than the Conor Khabib fight. The Conor Khabib is like obviously
Right.
like
It's always
two
exciting.
top tier fighters, but it could go like if it goes to the ground, it is
Yeah.
like oh Khabib
you know
fight.
why
If it
they're
stays on the
stacking the
feet,
card? They're stacking the card for a reason because they know that fight's not going to go very long.
well, it's just it just could be the tale of two fights. But like Ferguson versus Pettis, that literally is going to be wild. Like,
Should be.
those guys can win from
It'd be a
anywhere.
war, too.
I say they can win from anywhere.
They
Like
bang.
Connor's not gonna fucking get taken down and like fucking pull off some triangle choke on Khabib
No.
and like that's not happening.
If he does get taken down and escapes, then we know for sure it's going to be a hell of a fight.
Yeah.
If he just ends up on the ground for half a round, then
He's
we know
done.
it's going to be a fucking grind out,
Yeah.
and it's only a matter of
Well,
time.
I just don't see him being able to like.
The problem is Connor's angles and power is so crazy that he knows Khabib's going to try to take him down, and
But-
Khabib knows.
Well, Khabib's
Connor's
so
gonna be-
stupid that he will stand and try to fight him.
That's the problem, because Khabib will know. All right, so he knows
Russian, Eastern European badassness.
he's going to say, all right, he knows I'm taking him down. He's going to be loading up and watching for it. So why don't I just try standing with him? You don't try standing with Conor McGregor.
No, I'd say like if there was ever one issue that I had with Khabib, which Khabib might be like one of my favorite fighters. Like
I don't really know.
he's a monster, but he keeps his chin real high and his like hands low.
Yeah.
And he tries to strike with strikers, and it just you gotta stick. Like he has some power, and like that's cool, but like stick to your bread and butter. Like you're probably the best wrestler in the entire organization.
Yeah.
Like you're fucking like grandmaster at Sambo, and just stick to what you're good at, especially when you're fighting a guy
and do it
that's
smart.
susceptible to wrestling.
Yeah.
Do it smart. Don't rush in and get caught. Real quick on the MMA front, I caught I rewatched the fight. I rewatched the Stipe Miocic Francis Ngannou fight today on UFC Reloaded. Holy shit! UFC 220. Go back and rewatch that fight again.
Stipe broke.
It was boring.
Ngannou.
He did, dude. It was so interesting watching him use old school wrestling riding techniques and just laying his weight on it. And Francis was just waiting to get hit so that way he could use being hit as a distractor to explode up. He was so tired after that first round. It was so cool and interesting to watch Stipe, a veteran, break this guy down who was super confident and got cocky. Like, I'm the most powerful.
Dude.
Your soft punches do hurt, but when you have Stipe Miocic in front of you and who can take damage, and then Stipe got too lackadaisical because he said, "Oh, I can beat Francis. I don't need to train that hard for DC." And then
he didn't look into that fight, but like Ngannou, ever since Ngannou lost to Stipe, he has not looked like the same fighter. He's tentative, and like that doesn't bode well for a guy that like.
He's also only 6 years in.
Out.
He's only 6 years in. I think if it would have been DC versus Ngannou, Ngannou would have won.
And there's always that possibility, but
it's hard to say.
DC,
there are better matchups.
well, DC is a fucking like Olympic level wrestler.
True.
He doesn't show it super often because I say he like he likes to strike now. He likes to show off his power.
Did you see how many times Stipe got hit?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was nasty, and the punches that he got hit with some of them were nasty. DC would have got hit with one of those, he probably would have went down.
Oh, dude, he caught a fucking John Bones Jones shin to the face and went out.
So I mean, and you know what? DC probably would have still thanked John Bones Jones after he lost. He would have said, "Thank you, Jones. You're my greatest rival. You're the reason I do what I do." You know, he just loves
the
it.
highest praise for the guy that beat you.
After his Oosterdamir fight in that card, he's like, "This is, if it wasn't for my greatest rival." It's like, what?
Yeah, I mean, like
Joe Rogan's like, "What do you mean by that?"
I feel bad for the guy. Like he's never gonna like feel complete unless he beats John Jones.
He's never gonna get a real championship belt in the light heavyweight division. He's never gonna get beat the actual champion.
Yeah, I'd say like he could go down and never win. I never lose another fight again, retire, and he's always gonna be like,
I never really
beat John Jones.
No, never really got the belt.
But
that's a vacant title. He never really got it.
That's all I have for MMA. Which I mean, not a lot of news, but exciting stuff nonetheless.
It's gonna be a good October.
It will be.
For video
I'm excited
games, for MMA, for a lot of things, because video games are awesome.
Oh, video games are always cool.
Real quick before the NFL, we'll just mention the U.S. Open tennis started. Andy Murray eliminated a couple people that moved on from into the third round. Nadal won Martin Del Potro, Stan Wawrinka, Raonic from Canada, John Isner, the American, and Jack Sock. So it's still early, not a lot, but I just wanted to mention it because it's America's tournament. But now we can get into the foosball.
Let's get into
cover badminton someday.
Old meat and potatoes.
If it was on TV, I would.
Too.
Olympic badminton's fucking crazy.
It is, dude. They're wild.
It's fucking intense.
But we'll start off with a couple of contracts.
Huge.
We'll start out with OBJ's actually.
It's huge.
Because OBJ's was a big contract.
Yeah.
5 years, 95 mil, 65 mil guaranteed.
Yep.
Huge.
He eclipsed the Antonio Brown numbers.
Yep.
Became the highest paid receiver in football.
And dude,
I was excited for him.
Yeah, I mean he did it the right way, man.
Which there was a post by one of the Giants teammates of like everyone in that locker room just losing their mind, dancing. They were all so excited for OBJ.
Because without him, dude, that team stands no fucking chance.
Yeah. Oh, he's well. I mean, outside of whatever Saquon Barkley's going to be now,
yeah, hopefully
like he was their offense.
I thought they were just going to hire him as a coach.
Yeah, but it was just nice to see him go to training camp and not hold out like an asshole.
Yeah, I say he did it
The right way. That's
like
right.
commendably.
Yeah.
Like I don't disagree with holding out though.
Yeah,
I feel like it's
smart.
It's a necessary evil
Yeah.
to like get what you're worth.
I feel like it depends on what front office you're dealing with. If you show up at training camp and you work, I feel like they'll be like, all right, so he's working for his money.
For him, he was coming off that broken leg, so
Yeah.
they needed to see that he still had it.
Well, and at the same time though, like you know how many non-contact football injuries happen during training camps? Yeah, I say like
He almost ended his
at the same
career
time you
walking
can't fucking
backwards.
Yeah, you can't fucking risk blowing out your knee in a contract year
Yeah.
because you fucking wanted, like your coach wanted you to practice a little harder than you should be. Like you're the fucking best player on the team.
Yeah, just let him go.
Yeah, I mean, just.
And then, not to be outshone
Yeah.
by OBJ, Aaron Rodgers signs a 4-year, $134 million contract with over $100 million in guarantees.
You
One
know
less
he was-
year, fucking $40 million more dollars.
You know he was listening to some loud rap music
Oh,
Yeah,
100%. He was wanking it
He's a
hard.
magic man.
with a glass of whiskey.
Did anyone
in his
see
hand.
the post that he made?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
God.
wearing the fucking like big giant stupid like 5-gallon cowboy hat, and he had that stupid mustache. I loved every second of it.
Yeah.
He looked like a guy that just got paid $134 million.
$100 million guaranteed, man. So
Yeah, dude, he could retire tomorrow.
yeah,
in
he'll be
Clinton.
dominating the league for the next 4 years. But in other news, fucking Teddy on the move again, man. I really wanted Teddy to come to Denver. I thought he was,
The guy.
yeah. Instead we got Case, so he went to New York. Thought he was going to be the guy in New York. Turns out they didn't want him to be the guy in New York either. Fucking got traded to the Saints for Sam Darnold
It was like that.
to become the starter.
Look at this. Yeah,
Yeah, that's stupid ass.
he looks like Ron Swanson.
Ron Swanson's the man, though.
He
You
is
can never
the
have too much bacon.
That's true. But
But-
yeah, Teddy.
Well, I'd say the funny thing that I had heard about that trade too is that the team was traveling, and during that trip, Bridgewater was informed that he was traded, and they just stopped the bus, let him off, and then drove away.
Yeah.
Well, he was just hanging out on the side of the road. Like, if I don't know how completely true that is, but
If it is true, it's fucking
that's
ridiculous.
real fucked up.
Right. But now Darnold is going to be the Jets starter, and
Yeah.
Teddy Bridgewater might never be a starter again.
Yeah.
Ever.
I mean, where'd he go? The Saints.
Saints, yeah.
Which I mean, that's a good spot for him though, because
I mean, Breeze is gonna
retire soon.
They might fucking make a move or.
That's
trade
the
him.
picture. That's the one that he posted.
It's fucking beautiful. He looks like he's running for mayor.
He looks like Sam Elliott, age 28. You know, the dude
That's
from the
beautiful.
Lebowski.
Yeah, dude, Sam Elliott wishes he was getting paid
Yeah.
134 mil over.
Fucking,
4
I just
years.
thought of something about
I can't.
Michael Kendricks getting cut by Cleveland for insider trading. Phil Mickelson got arrested for insider trading like 5 years ago or so, and like
He
all he
should
did was make a public apology.
he should have cut them titties off.
Yeah, dude, that was it, and like
Yeah.
he's still like super beloved by the fucking PGA fan community. Michael Kendricks, fucking beast of a man, goes to Cleveland, insider trading arrest, and he's cut now.
Cut. Antonio Callaway gets pulled over with
Driving
marijuana with a
suspended
suspended license. Gets
Gets to play every
gets
snap.
to, yeah
of the
gets to
first
play.
game.
And then Michael Kendricks insider trading.
It was proven.
Yeah, he's a proven commodity in the league. Would have made the defense better.
Yep.
And they're like, oh, sorry, we'd
It's
rather
probably,
have.
a league, it's probably a league thing too. You got to think it's a league thing. It's probably some rules to it, and the team has to go.
I mean, insider trading is such a bullshit arrest. It basically just means that you got information about a stock that was about to break before it broke.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with teams. Like they had the player from the Eagles, right? That player from the Eagles literally went up in front of the whole team and said, "Here's everybody's weaknesses." That's
Yeah.
insider trading.
I mean, hey,
Well, I mean, it's no different than when
Trading inside information.
no different than when the Patriots signed James Harrison right before they played the Steelers.
Yeah,
Like,
100%. And how do you
it's just
continue?
called getting a little bit of an advantage.
You get a key defensive player like that. Are you telling me you're not?
A guy that's been on that team knows the system in and out for years. Oh yeah.
So no, fuck you.
I mean, and I don't blame him. He wanted to play. You know, fuck it, go to New England, whatever.
That's a big one for the Raiders.
But yeah.
Fuck my Raiders.
Yeah, so we mentioned this earlier for the Khalil Mack thing. The Raiders said their asking price is 2 first-round picks. I don't see any way that they get 2 first-round picks.
No.
Maybe 1. I say there might be a team willing to give up
They
1.
might get 1 first-round pick and like a
Late
replacement.
second round.
Maybe like say Buffalo is one of those teams that's very like in tune on this.
Yeah.
They've already contacted the Raiders about it. He's not from Buffalo, but he played his college football there. He loves the city. He was very, very hurt when Buffalo drafted Sammy Watkins instead of him.
Yeah.
Bills fans are hurt about
Yeah.
that now too.
Well, I said there was actually an article that I read that said Buffalo has a chance to right a wrong that they made 4 years ago.
They should.
They sort of do, but I mean the Raiders are ultimately.
Well, they hold the keys.
Yeah.
But I mean, Buffalo could offer like Shaq Lawson, like who's a serviceable replacement, plus a draft pick.
Yeah.
I say, I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of things could happen. No, 2 firsts is outlandish.
In my opinion, they're going to pay him, or he's just going to.
Aaron Rodgers could maybe fetch 2 firsts.
Yeah.
He got game.
But like 4 years ago, Aaron Rodgers, because like even he's starting to get.
Dude, he's just broken. He gets tackled twice in a game.
He's not
Oh,
broke.
well, I was saying he's he's definitely not broke.
No, he's not broke. But he's broken.
But
I'm gonna get you a soundboard over there that's connected to mine, so you can do it sometime.
yeah, I need to. But I was just discussing this. Aaron Rodgers, for whatever reason, is the one guy who can get consistently like hurt, but still is regarded as the best.
Yeah.
Like a lot of guys, like when they're like, oh, they're injury prone, they'll never be like this good because they can't stay healthy. Aaron Rodgers is the exact opposite.
He's like
when
Kobe
he does play,
because
he's
he
fucking phenomenal.
he's like Kobe because when he does play, he's fucking phenomenal. But he's never gonna be Tom Brady. He's never gonna get that Jordan
He's not going to
status
get that fucking championship level.
Yeah, he won't hit those championships, but as far as pure talent goes, man, there's no quarterback I've ever seen like Aaron Rodgers.
I think if
Physical talent.
Yeah.
Brain talent, Peyton Manning.
Oh, Peyton Manning's the
Physical
smartest
talent.
baller. Yeah.
Nobody else.
Kobe should pull a Jordan and go play football.
Yeah. He could probably
I think LeBron
be
should
a
have
receiver or
played-
something.
Played
LeBron
tight
still
end for the
could.
Browns.
If I feel like if LA lets him down this year, and he just everything goes to shit, he'll retire like Jordan for a year, go play football somewhere, which is going to be fantastic, and then he'll come back.
Could you imagine how unfair LeBron at tight end would be
It's already unfair for him to play basketball.
against guys his size?
Yeah, who play professional basketball. You know what I mean? Like
I say,
that's
but
also
like,
their
find
same
me
job.
a linebacker that's going to cover him in a foot race,
Dude,
or a cornerback
Even a corner,
that's
yeah.
well, because they'll just get bodied.
a normal corner is like 5'8" to 5'11".
Yeah.
and
Now,
he's
they are
6'8".
getting taller, but yeah.
Well, you put Jalen Ramsey on. Jalen Ramsey is like what 6'1",
I was gonna
6'2".
say
What's that one dude from the fucking Bengals or the Cardinals or what's that one dude who's always talking shit?
Jalen Ramsey, the guy for the Jaguars.
Fitzgerald. No, it's not
Oh, Larry Fitzgerald, the
No,
wide receiver.
No, not him. The other guy opposite him. Cardinals.
Patrick Peterson or
Pete.
Honey Badger. He used to play for the Cardinals.
Pat Pete's not really a big
Yeah,
shit talker.
he's just
though. I
a
mean,
nice
sometimes.
assassin, dude.
All I know is there's this fucking guy and he won't shut the fuck up and he's a really good. He's a really good corner.
That's gotta be.
It's gotta be Jalen because he's the one that just came out and said about like all the quarterbacks
Josh
being
Allen is
shit.
trash. We're
Yeah.
going to the Super Bowl.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that guy. Well, he just came out talking shit on Gronk.
Yeah, he's a fucking idiot.
Gronk is an idiot, dude. He's horrible
Oh.
at being on TV.
Well, Gronk is horrible at being like smart.
He had a
but-
fucking TV show on Showtime called
The comedy
Gronk's
thing.
Comedy something, unsportsmanlike comedy show.
Yeah.
And it was trash.
But-
he is no fucking person. He thinks he has a personality.
I would love to fucking party with that guy.
For sure. He's a bro.
He's the broest of bros.
Ravens
fucking-
beat the Redskins.
When he broke his arm that first time, and like video from TMZ comes out of him with a fucking broken ass arm on stage with no shirt on, fucking body slamming people. Like that guy just didn't give a fuck.
He's gonna be the next crossover into wrestling.
He's gonna. He's already done
Yeah,
it.
he's already done it.
Yes.
Yeah, him and Mojo Rawley.
He's gonna be the next guy. When he retires, he's gonna wrestle.
Yeah, dude, I love Gronk. He's another guy
Hype bros.
that I would love to see in Buffalo because he is a Buffalo kid. He grew up right in that area. His
He
entire
works at
family's from
Buffalo
there.
Wild Wings. On the off season, he works there. He's so Buffalo.
That's how fucking Buffalo he is. He's Gronkowski, dude. It's fucking Polish as shit.
Yep.
Like, Buffalo is known for the Polacks. My family's all from upstate New York. We're all super fucking Polish.
Mike Craig wants a grilled cheese sandwich. Thanks for joining.
Thanks, Mike. I'll make you one sometime in a skillet.
In your neck of the woods, fucking Josh Allen sucked ass in the preseason.
It wasn't Josh Allen that sucked ass.
It says Josh Allen.
It was the offensive line that sucked ass.
Does yours say suck ass? Because mine says struggles.
Mine says struggles.
I say,
Yeah, you were like, he's just struggling.
He got
he sucks ass.
He got the most unfair shake that I've ever seen.
Yeah,
for a competition.
Right. No, he didn't.
Except for when Peterman did it in real football.
And he also didn't. He just sucks ass.
Oh, dude, there was nothing bad about what he did. You can only hit a receiver so many times in the hands without him catching it, and you can only get sacked not 5 times.
Yeah.
In a fucking quarter and a half of action.
Yeah, I mean, he could have just been missing reads or something though too. You know, we don't really know.
Bad man.
I mean, but like, I watched the game, and he had literally split second to hike the ball before Geno Atkins was laying on top of him.
Yeah.
Or fucking Carlos Dunlop was laying on top of him. Albeit those are good players, but like, you can't fucking block like that, or else we're not winning a fucking game this year.
Right at all.
Like, I don't care if you have fucking Tom Brady in his prime back there. He's not winning a game with that offensive line blocking like that.
How'd the second team do?
Second team played great. Nate Peterman came in, threw for 200 yards, a touchdown.
This is why I always
Second
say
team playing against
preseasons.
Yeah.
Preseason's important.
So it just means their replacements are better
But
than the other team's replacements.
Nate Peterman, probably going to be the week 1 starter in Buffalo, I'd have to guess.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all signs point to it.
At least you got the future to look
Well,
forward
he makes the most sense. He's been the most consistent. He looks like a different quarterback than what we saw last year.
in fake games.
Albeit, still looks different.
Yeah.
Making quick reads, putting the ball where he needs to put it.
Yeah, Josh Allen in a fake game.
He'll be there. He'll be starting eventually.
Oh, Josh Allen's going to start sometime, but Peterman probably going to start week 1.
Peterman.
Yeah.
Petermania.
Petermania, nice. I want to see that side.
Former Bronco, former Baltimore Raven, hung up the cleats this week also.
Yeah.
Elvis Dumerville, man, he was a fucking
He was a machine, dude.
When dude, they had the contract in Denver. He was playing in Denver. He was an All-Pro, and they were re-signing him. And he wanted to be re-signed, and his fucking agent turned the paperwork in like 2 hours late. So
I
he
remember
got
that.
put on waivers.
Isn't that when he went to Baltimore?
Yeah, like the contract was signed and in place, and the agent, not even the organization, didn't turn that shit in. So by default, he got fucking released
That's
and
such a
went to
stupid
Baltimore and
fucking
fucking dominated for 2 years. But yeah, he played for quite a while. 5-time Pro Bowler, 2-time All Pro, 105.5.
Yeah, 105 and a half sacks in his career.
He was a fucking animal, dude. Interior lineman sometimes, mostly DN. Like,
Interior
fucking,
line with
like he
interior
was
design.
short too. Like his thing was getting up under the dude's pads. Like
Yeah,
his bull rush was
moving,
nasty.
dude.
He
Like
exploded so
Yeah.
quick off his hips, it was amazing.
he was a fucking animal.
Yeah, I say it's gonna be weird not seeing him out there.
Is that a teddy bear?
Yeah, you like
Or
that?
a monkey?
It was supposed to be a Snorlax mixed with a Teddy Ursa.
Okay. Teddy or relax.
Teddy Orlax, yeah.
Snorrisa.
Daddy
I like
Warbucks, yeah.
But that's all we have for football. So it's time to move on to our top 10 fantasy quarterback rankings
My
and
little
2
shitty
sleepers.
list I wrote right here.
So who wants to start us out?
I will.
Joshua Whitty.
Are you playing this year?
Yeah.
I'm not playing, so I'll just start with mine just for fun. So I can be the third-party objective person for this year's fantasy football. Okay. So my list is pretty fucking generic. I got Aaron Rodgers as first, obviously, because he's Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, yeah.
I think if he does the right thing, stays healthy, and he just won a bunch of money, so his confidence is fucking high. His confidence is the highest player in the league. Then Russell Wilson, Tom Brady. There's a big one that a lot of people are going to disagree with. I have Big Ben at 4.
Hey, he puts up points, man.
That's what he
He's
does.
a fucking producer, man. Plus, when you have the team members he has, you know.
Oh, dude, his supporting cast is the best in football.
Deshaun Watson, Drew Brees at 7, Andrew Luck. Then I got Kirk Cousins, then Carson Wentz, and for number 10, I'm hanging in there with Matt Ryan. My sleepers are Rivers and Goff.
Goff, I like. Rivers is solid. He's going to be solid, but Goff is one of those dudes that, like, he could be great or he could just be.
Well, it's just, I think it's all on Sean McVay.
Yeah.
I say like I've said it once and I've said it again. Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan are the 2 best coaches at scheming players open. Like, they don't necessarily need a player to get themselves open, like with pure skill. Like he does route combinations and stuff that always has somebody open somewhere.
They should open a casino. They're so good at schemes. They
Yeah.
should definitely be Bernie Madoff and hire
fucking
them. They're so good at
casino.
schemes. They probably built the pyramids. They're so good at schemes.
Exactly, dude.
Ponzi's.
But I'll do mine. My top 10 is Aaron Rodgers number 1, Carson Wentz number 2, Tom Brady 3, Big Ben 4 as well,
Nice.
Deshaun Watson at 5, Russell Wilson at 6, Matt Stafford 7, Matt Ryan at 8, Phillip Rivers at 9, and Drew Brees at 10. And my 2 sleepers are fucking Jimmy GQ, Jimmy Garoppolo, and this one is solely based off of starting potential, but Josh Allen, he has the exact like game, like the skills that you want for a fantasy quarterback. He has good legs. He can throw the ball. Like all the best scorers in fantasy
It's a good
football.
sleeper to have.
Well, all the best scorers in fantasy football for quarterbacks are dual threat type quarterbacks. Like that's why Andrew Luck always is so high.
Mike
Aaron
Vick.
Rodgers, Mike Vick scored good. Russell Wilson, all those guys score high because they also are a threat to run for 40 to 70 yards on the ground, maybe a touchdown.
Here's how far Cam Newton fell.
Yeah, dude. He
Not
fucking
even on the fucking list.
MVP
I mean,
2-3 years ago.
Sports analysts have him on the list, but a lot of people aren't because they just don't believe.
I don't trust him enough.
Inconsistent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if he proves this season, a lot of people are going to be biting their tongues because this season, if he does well, then he'll. You know,
I hope he does.
His confidence is just really low.
I hope everyone does well. Like I don't want to see anyone other than the
Tom
Patriots.
Brady, yeah. My top 10, obviously, number 1 is Aaron fucking Magic Man Rodgers. I went with Tom Brady at number 2. He's just fucking, last year I think he threw like, 2 interceptions on the whole season.
Something stupid.
Fucking ridiculous. This one's a little strange. I put Deshaun Watson at 3. Just based on the 2 or 3 games I saw him last year. He was racking up like 70 plus
500
rushing
yards
yards
a game.
Yeah, and then throwing for 2-3 touchdowns and 300 pass yards.
too.
Number 4, Drew Brees just fucking racks up yardage like it's his job, because it is his job. Number 5, Carson Wentz, if he's healthy, he's going to be money. 6, Russell Wilson, even with no receivers in the fucking Pacific Northwest, that motherfucker still puts up points. 7, Big Ben, because he'll fucking throw for 400 yards and 6 touchdowns today and throw for 180 yards and 6 picks tomorrow. So. Number 8, Matthew Stafford. Number 9, I think Andrew Luck's going to bounce back tough. And then number 10, fucking Captain Kirk Cousins. My sleepers, Derek Carr, I don't know if he's really a sleeper, but he sucked last year, so I threw him in there. And then I feel like with Emmanuel Sanders and DT out in Denver, fucking Case Keenum put up some numbers, man.
Well, I mean, he did with Stephon Diggs and Adam Thielen, so like, at least he went to a team with 2 good receivers as well.
For sure.
And they bolstered that O-line a little bit, so that's my tenor.
I do the same thing you do, and I do like seeing who we picked at the same. Me and Garrett had 1, 3, and 4,
Yeah,
5.
I noticed you
Yeah,
guys
4
said
as
that a
well.
lot. Same. We all had
said
the
Big
same
Big
number
Ben. Oh
1.
yeah, and you had Deshaun Watson at 5.
Yep.
Oh wow, so we had 4 of them all the same. That's pretty good. Obviously, everybody had
Aaron Rodgers, the
Aaron
trifecta
Rodgers.
had Aaron Rodgers at number 1.
So that's fucking awesome. And then I guess from there, we're moving on to something I brought up during our pre-show meeting last night, which is NBA expansion, because it's always in the news every year. They talk about getting closer and closer. When's it going to fucking happen? Please, for the love of Christ, people who watch the show, write your local congressman and whatever you got to do. Petition the NBA.
Bring the NBA to Pennsylvania.
To Pittsburgh,
Pittsburgh,
please.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that's the same.
We need a Western PA team. We have the Sixers. I don't think the NBA understands the rivalry between the two sides of the states. You put an NBA team on this side of the fucking state, you are guaranteed profit. You're guaranteed fans, and
Because
you're
they're in the same
guaranteed a
conference in the
sick
NBA.
Yeah.
jersey,
Like
black
Philly
and gold.
Pittsburgh aren't. That's why like this would be huge because they'd have to play each other 4 times.
I'm telling you, man. The Pittsburgh. What would they call the team?
Fucking Pittsburgh men.
Pittsburgh men.
The
Because
men's.
Philly's not really like just for PA. Like they're kind of Jersey, PA, Delaware, Maryland. Like because they're right in that fucking corner. Like obviously they're in Pennsylvania, but they get like that little.
That's how like
Well, they're
Pittsburgh team becomes part of America's team because there's so many states and so many
Well,
cities.
I said, like Philly, they're. I'm pretty sure their training facilities in New Jersey,
Yeah.
So like, I get what you're saying, obviously, but like, I do enjoy that the team is based around like major history.
Oh yeah.
In the United States, like fucking Declaration of
There's
Independence,
not a
Liberty
lot.
Bell, everything. But I say so. Here is the debate: expansion teams. Obviously, there's got to be one in each conference.
Yeah, it's going to
East and
Seattle.
West.
Seattle.
Seattle's in the West. We're all in agreement that Seattle is going to be the Supersonics again,
Yeah,
and they're
they've all
going to get the team.
guaranteed it. You know what I mean? So it'll happen.
The only one that makes sense is Pittsburgh because I mean you could do New
Baltimore.
Orleans again, or Louisiana, or you could do Florida. Yeah, Florida's another one. You know what I mean? There could be a team in Jacksonville. There could be a team in Tampa.
Well, I say there could be
Where
like
there's hockey.
Orlando.
well, I said Buffalo could have a
Buffalo.
basketball team.
See, I was thinking Buffalo, Baltimore, Cincy,
Baltimore would be something.
West
Nashville.
Virginia.
Yeah, West Virginia can have one because like I'm thinking of the teams that have hockey arenas.
Yeah,
like cities.
okay.
So Buffalo, Baltimore doesn't have a hockey arena, but they're a big sports town.
Yeah.
Fucking Nashville has a hockey arena. They have a big following because the Titans play. Or they play in Nashville, so maybe Memphis. You know, I don't know.
We got
But
the Grizzlies
Florida-
in Memphis.
Yeah. Oh fuck, they do.
I said Orlando, and I forgot about the Magic, so no one feel bad. Yeah, that's another reason Pittsburgh
Yeah,
makes
there's a lot.
sense.
Yeah, Pittsburgh makes a ton of sense. I don't like for a city that's already so storied for all their
And it's
sports
on the
franchises.
rise. In every list in the country, it's on the rise as a great city, one of the top 10 places to live in the country. It's insane how much money would be there for an NBA.
Yeah, I say the
franchise.
revenue stream's there. It has a built-in fan base that's rabid, and honestly, I'll never stop being a Sixers fan. But it would be really cool to go to professional basketball games a little bit more.
Because Philly, there would be 76ers.
Oh
games
yeah, they could play in
Twice a
Pittsburgh,
year.
and I would be
They
there.
have to because they'd be in the same division.
I'd buy fucking killer tickets to go and fucking let Embiid dunk on me.
Yeah, fuck yeah. But yeah, I mean, Seattle's a guarantee. So
Pittsburgh ballers.
Pittsburgh would be nice, but I don't know, because like they haven't really announced where it would go in the East if they.
Yeah,
I
I say
gotta be
because
two
it's
teams.
yeah, it's a foregone conclusion that like the Supersonics are coming back.
Yeah.
One way or another, the Supersonics are going to be a franchise again, and they should be. They were one of my favorite. Like they had one of the coolest uniforms.
They did, and the mascot.
That's
was
another one that's about
Supersonic.
money too. When you put money in front of the league, they like it. The jersey sales, the ticket sales, the fan base, everything, it just leads to dollars. It also leads to big names because celebrities and players like Pittsburgh as a city. So if you put Pittsburgh and Seattle as options, there's players that are going to be wanting to go there. And if you put the right money in front of their face, they're going to do it and probably do it for less money just because it's something fresh. The league needs something new because we had this huge surge of money. Everything got really exciting. And now if you throw in 2 new expansions by 2020, 2022, it would just fucking completely shake things up and it would be amazing. It would just revolutionize NBA again and add something fresh. And who knows, the amount of talent that they're missing as far as there's college talent out there, especially players that want to, from Duke and surrounding areas and Pitt, you know what I mean? There's players out there and I think it would really create an interesting situation. And then in Seattle, you just have the whole West Coast vibe, and I think more white people would get a chance to play basketball in a second version of the Seattle Supersonics.
And they had Detlef Shrimp.
Nirvana's overrated.
Nirvana is overrated. They had some jammers, but they also had a lot of stinkers.
Right, me.
I think Jennifer Aniston wrote all their songs.
She might have. But anyway,
Off topic.
But,
But no, I seriously think I want to pose a question to our fans. What would you name a Pittsburgh NBA team? If you had a chance, write us in, comment on the video, message us, let us know. What do you think you would name a Pittsburgh NBA team? We already know if it's going to be Seattle in the West, it'll be Seattle Supersonics because it's dope. If it's going to be Pittsburgh or Buffalo, what would you name the team?
I'm sticking with
I don't
Pittsburgh.
know.
I think Pittsburgh definitely makes the most sense.
Buffalo Wild Wings.
I had the
Dope
boots.
team.
She had the Chronic. The Lakers beat the Supersonics.
Pittsburgh Chronic.
Today was a good day.
Pittsburgh Chronic?
Pittsburgh Chronic. I'm down with it, dude.
I said ballers,
It'll
Pittsburgh
probably be
ballers.
something like fucking steel oriented,
Yeah.
like the Pittsburgh fucking
Pittsburgh Irons.
working class.
Could be the
Something,
fucking
yeah, Pittsburgh
the
guys.
Pittsburgh fucking Heinz ketchups.
The Pittsburgh Geodudes.
Pittsburgh UPMC.
I might change teams if it was the Geo dudes.
Dudes,
You
yeah.
don't know. It could be.
Yeah, the Pittsburgh skyscrapers. You got a bunch
That
of
could
weird
be.
The
ones.
Pittsburgh Steelix.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There you go, man.
the Pittsburgh Steelers squared, or the Pirates again.
It should be like one of them fucking no plural name, like the Pittsburgh Fury. So people be like, oh, you see the Pittsburgh Furies? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know
like
exactly.
The Thunders,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Magics.
Yeah, the Orlando Magics.
Fucking drives me nuts.
Oh God. And one more thing, we're gonna start doing this at the end of every episode.
The fucking
3
vault.
guys, vault. Cue the made up sound effect that I haven't done yet.
Yeah, that's the vault
That's
door.
there. Yeah, I'll come up with a vault sound for you guys for the next episode.
But all this is gonna be is we're gonna go and look up important sports dates and like this day in history. So for August 30th, which is crazy, let's just like acknowledge that it's almost September already.
It's fucking August 30th.
Yeah.
It is, man.
But Ted Williams, Mr. Baseball, one of the greatest baseball players of all time, obviously. Last guy to hit over 400. He was born August 30th in 1918.
That's amazing.
I say. And I'm a little biased. I think he's great because he was a Red Sox too, but he was just great all around.
Coincidence? I think not.
No,
Conspiracy? I
and
believe it.
we're sticking with baseball, but on the same day in 1905, Ty Cobb, also one of the greatest baseball players of all time, made his MLB debut.
Yep.
I remember that day.
So, yeah,
It was a good day.
August 30th
1905.
was a great day for baseball.
We had to walk uphill both ways to the stadium.
Yeah, in snow
Yeah.
and rain. It was crazy.
They didn't serve lunch in
They
the
didn't.
schools those days.
I heard Ty Cobb was a real asshole, but he was.
Babe Ruth also didn't get thrown out of a game for something crazy.
He probably got thrown out of a lot of games for a lot of crazy things.
Fucking getting slammed drunk and beating up women's.
Yeah, he did get drunk. He got in a fight and got thrown out of a game on this day too. So
Well, he probably-
it was a big baseball day today in the 1900s.
Yeah, 1900s.
Believe it or
Early
not, there
1900s.
were sports facts. I found sports facts clear back to 1846. I don't know what they were playing.
Fucking Baxter Doubleday was thinking about
Fucking
baseball.
Hand basket they were
Yeah.
playing.
Yeah, so
It's where they throw a rock in a wicker basket.
I'll tell you what, it's fucking intense. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. I'm excited for this new topic, and I am going to accept my thanks and pat myself on the back.
Yeah, coming, once October.
All
goes
me
around,
credit goes to this
there'll
guy.
be good histories because there'll be MLB playoffs, football games, basketball. So it'll be October on will be good.
Yeah,
fall
we're getting
month.
into some good times.
Yep.
But that was it for this installment.
Celebrate good times. You guys want to know what time we're? We're at an hour and 27 minutes, and
Yeah.
we packed all that in really well with good timing, execution, and teamwork. So let's bring it in. Bring it in, guys. Bring it in here. All right. 3 guys, all balls on 3. All right. 1, 2, 3. 3 guys, all balls. Thank you guys so much for watching.